If only I had this system when I was a crisis supporter, I would definitely not have burnt out anywhere near as hard as I did. In fact, it was because I burnt out so hard that it was critical that I solve the problems that I needed to solve in order to continue doing crisis support. I simply couldn't maintain my life and continue to give at the same time. I needed to solve these problems. It was that over thousands of hours on the frontline service, hundreds of hours reflecting upon that experience, squeezing every drop of wisdom that I could out of every experience that I had, and thousands of hours spent training other people in crisis support that has gone into building this system so that you can become the very best crisis supporter that you are possibly capable of being. Now, imagine if you had an entire history of how you felt before versus after shift. And you could stand back and easily see the trends of how you were feeling and how the either the gap or the gain, how that left you from the very beginning. How much value would something like that be? To see all of that information in one easy place where you can stand back and look at the entire thing. That's exactly what the first and the second star ratings are right here. This is the calendar view in the demo version, filled out with a few demo shifts so that you can see on this day it was a 4-star feeling before shift and a 3-star feeling after. If you could see your entire history of this information and compare that to other data that you might be collecting, like what phase of your cycle you might be in, or what shifts at work you've been doing, or what events have been happening for your health or in your family, you could cross-compare with your work calendar or your life calendar or your university assignments. How much value would something like that provide? Each one of these shifts has this little ranking along with other information that I've put together and collected in this system, built on all of the experience that I've had. The other really helpful tool, the other really helpful kind of bonus of using a system like this is that you get to capture and see everything that you've done well, every shift that you've ever had, in a simple, easy to read way. Each one of these lines represents one shift, and you can see here it's all the things that you've done well, right next to all of the key takeaways, the key lessons from every shift. Imagine if you had the one critical sentence that you walked away from that shift with. How many experiences have you had to repeat before the lesson actually landed? For me, it was too many. It was so painful to get hung up on and have to learn the same awful experience again, have to go through that same awful experience again, because I didn't pick up the lesson the first time that I heard it, the first time that I spoke to that ISS. It was so painful that I needed a way to cut that confusion and cut that pain. And that's why I built this system. Right next to that, you can see a history of everything that I wanted to work on for the next shift. So if you cross compare, staying calm was what was most important to me on this day. What I did well was exploring imminence and responding to it. And then what I wanted to work on was closed questions and conveying empathy. And then shift after that, what I did well was active listening, using silence, self-awareness, and having boundaries. You can see that I was thinking about what happened last shift because the information was right there, it was easy for me to surface, and it was at the front of my mind. How much value would a system like this offer to you? That's my question. How much would something like this be worth to you if it meant that you could cut the confusion out of your crisis support, out of learning and growing? The reason why I ask is because there's literally a money-back guarantee. There's an absolute money-back guarantee. No questions asked. Get anything that you spend on this tool back, no problem. The reason there's a money-back guarantee is because it's literally free. Have it. This is my gift to you. I want you to have this because I want you to be the very best crisis supporter that you can possibly be. This is what I made for myself, albeit plus an extra 40 hours of refining and cleaning it up, and however much other work has gone into it. And I want you to have it. There were people like the person who I was when I was younger, who absolutely needed complex, sophisticated levels of support. People like my mum. That's why I am obsessed with creating tools to help helpers. I want this to be in your hands so that you can benefit and so that you can help other people who need it. If you want it, link is below. I hope you love it. I hope you really love it. And if you don't, if you have any feedback, if you have any way that I can improve it, anything at all that it needs to be easier, or any questions, any confusion, anything at all, just let me know so that I can improve it, and so that therefore it can reach more people and it can affect more people. Stay courageous. I'll see you soon.